This is Kevin, KE7K. I will be your net controller for tonight's net. Over the summer, the youth have taken the summer off, and we're filling their space with random nets over the summer. A couple last weeks, we've done a net for our and tonight I'm going to run a pop-up net of my own design. We're going to see how this goes over. It may fall on its face or it may not. So the game, well, let me back up. I've been inspired by Alex, who runs our trivia net on Saturday nights. Alex takes a lot of time and care to craft a question for each person that checks in. And I've done the same thing, although my questions are a little more cut and dry. The name of the game that I'd like to play this evening is called Greater Than, Less Than. Greater Than, Less Than. So each person that checks in, I'm going to give you two unrelated items, but both can be quantified. And I want you to tell me which one is greater. For example, if I told you to give me which one is greater between the number of episodes of the sitcom Friends compared with the Earth days in a year on Venus, the correct answer would be episodes of Friends. There was 236 episodes, and there are 225 Earth days in a year on Venus. Most of these numbers that I'm comparing are pretty close. Sometimes the unit may matter. I may ask you to give one in days, and another one may be in pounds or kilometers an hour. Another clarification, sometimes I may say in millions of something. So for example, if I said, which is greater, the U.S. population in millions versus the days in a year, we are comparing 365 days to 349. Just 349 because I asked for it in millions. So, with that, I hope that's enough explanation. Let's see, we've already got Dan on the text line, and I will add KE2 IPJ also via the text line. And I will open it up for anybody else that would like to check in. I'm doing my own logging, and my name is not Vicky, so please go slow and spread them out if you can.
Kilo Romeo 4, Hotel Foxtrot Zulu, KR4, 8SZ, Conley Bottom Marina, Pulaski County, Kentucky.
This is Kilo Juliet 5, Lima Charlie Oscar. Again, Kilo Juliet 5, Lima Charlie Oscar, Bodie, Cherokee, Texas.
This is Kilo Golf 6 Juliet, Sierra Oscar, KG6 JSO.
Bravo 3, India Lima Alpha, WB3ILA. Canner, Louisiana.
This is 1 Hotel Golf Victor, Chuck and Poultney, Vermont.
All right, let's hold it up right there. I've got a couple that I need to clarify, because as I said, I am not Vicky. The kilo, well, let me give you what I did get. KJ5LCO, KJ6JSO, WB3ILA, and KJ5BJN via the text line. We have you. The Kilo Romeo 4, could you come back with your full call, please? Was there a Kilo Romeo 4? I think it was HFZ, KR4 station. Come back with your full call, please. All right, nothing heard. The station in Louisiana, Louisiana station, could you come back with your full call, please?
Kilo Hotel Quebec. I repeat, Kilo India 5, Kilo Hotel.
Yeah, the KI5 station, my apologies. Will you give it to me one more time? Vicky has stepped into the chat and is going to lend a hand, so hopefully we'll clear this up. The KI5 station, one more time, please.
India 5, Kilo Hotel Quebec.
All right, thank you for your patience, Michael. KI5 KHQ got you. Chuck, I didn't get your call. Could you come back with that, please?
Roger that. It's Kilo Charlie 1, Hotel Golf Victor. Kilo Charlie 1, Hotel Golf Victor, QSL.
Yeah, QSL, KC1HGV. I got you in there, Chuck. All right, we will start at the top of the list here. Let me get back to my spreadsheet of questions. First up is Dan in Radford, Virginia, into ZWR. Dan, before I read the question, are you there and available?
Hi, Kevin, Vicky, everybody on the net tonight. Yep, I'm here. Dusted off my slide rule. Hit me, brother.
Okay. Well, if you've got a slide rule, let me get down to a good one for you. Dan, which is greater? The maximum speed of a running chicken in kilometers per hour, or the number of toes on a sloth?
I gotta flip my slide rule over for that one. I'm gonna go with the chicken. N2 ZWR. Back to you, Kevin.
We have our first correct answer. Good job, Dan. The maximum speed of a running chicken in kilometers per hour is apparently 14, and there are 12 toes on a sloth. I guess assuming a sloth hasn't lost a toe or an appendage. Thanks for being the first one here. Let me mark that one as done and move back to the log here. Dean, KE2IPJ. Dean, are you ready for your greater than, less than?
KE2IPJ, I am ready and terrified.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, there's nothing to be scared here unless you don't like the dentist. That'd be a good one for you. Dean, which is greater? The average distance from Earth to the Moon in Earth diameters. The average distance from Earth to the Moon in Earth diameters, or the number of adult human teeth.
I'm going to guess and say adult human teeth. Over, back to net. And thank you for doing this tonight, by the way.
Okay, well, we're still batting 1,000. You got it right, Dean. 32 human teeth. And the average distance, I hope I have distance in another clue because I'm not saying it tonight. The average distance from Earth to the Moon in Earth diameters is 30. So 32 is greater than 30. Thanks for chiming in. Next on the list is Bodie in Cherokee, Texas, KJ5LCO. Bodie, after hearing the first two, are you still interested in participating?
Yes, sir. First time on the net, dialed in, and here I am. Enjoying it so far. KJ5LCO, back to net control.
Okay, I get the feeling you might know your way around a bowling ball. So let's see how you do on this one. Which is greater? The length of a standard bowling lane from foul line to head pin in feet, or the squares on a chessboard?
Okay. Well, I went. I went to my wife, and if she gets it wrong, she gets it wrong. She says the bowling alley.
Okay, well, I'll let you tell her that she's wrong. There's 64 squares on a chessboard, and it is 60 feet from the foul line to the head pin on a standard bowling lane. Thanks for participating. Kevin, KE7K, I should have added one more caveat at the beginning of the net here. I have prepared 35 of these. I'm hoping that gets us through an hour, but if we come up short, we'll have to limit the check-ins at 35. So if you want to talk through your answer and make it entertaining for the rest of us, that's just fine. I need a bigger monitor so I can go back and forth between these two. Mark, I think you got your call sign right. The Kilo Golf 6 station. I may have bungled your suffix before Vicky showed up. KG6JSO. Mark, do I have your call sign right?
Yes, sir, you sure did. Yeah, I was driving. I had to pull over for this one. Let's go.
Okay. Well, some of these have a number that you would probably know off the top of your head, and some of them you've got to take a guess at both of this one. You probably got a good shot at half of this. Which is greater? The annual banana production of Iceland in metric tons, or the total number of U.S. senators?
Okay. Iceland's pretty cold. I'm going to say U.S. senators.
You got it exactly correct. It's by a power of 100. There's 100 U.S. senators, and the annual banana production of Ireland in metric tons is only 1, apparently. Thanks for checking in, Mark. Next up is Steve. We talked just a little bit before the net. Thanks for sticking around, Steve. WB3ILA. What subject are you smartest in? See if I can get you a good one.
I don't know. Give me whatever you got. I will ask. I'll ask one for you. Trek. How was it going to take to clean up the tribbles from Space Station K7 in the episode there, The Trouble with Tribbles? How about that question?
Well, that is a good one. Can you say the unit of measure I need to be thinking about?
Won't mess you up if you haven't seen it. I'm a Star Trek aficionado. 17.9 years it took to was going to take to clean up the tribbles from the space station. That's how the episode ended. Anyway, yeah, I don't know if anybody else is a Star Trek fan, the original series from the 60s, but anyway, so go ahead, Kev, you got something? Shoot it over.
Yeah, I got a few somethings. I've got a few that are planet related, and this one's actually planet related on both sides. So the unit of measure on both of these is in Earth days, the amount of time it takes the Earth to rotate once. So the two things that you're going to compare in Earth days is which is greater, the length of 1 day on Venus, the rotation of Venus, compared to the length of 1 year on Venus, the orbit of Venus around the Sun. So in Earth days, which one of those is greater?
Tough one. Greater. I'm going to say the year instead of the day, if that makes sense.
Well, you should have gone the other way around. So apparently, it takes Venus 225 Earth days to go all the way around the Sun, but it takes it 243 days to rotate 1 time. So it goes all the way around the Sun, and it hadn't even spun itself once. That one, of these questions, I think that was the one that kind of blew my mind the most when I was putting these together. Thanks for participating, Steve. Michael, Kenner, Louisiana, KI5KHQ. Good evening, Michael. Welcome to the Pop-Up Net. Are you still with us, Michael? KI5KHQ. maybe the Tribbles got him. Chuck, KC1, HGV. Good evening, Chuck. Are you interested in a question?
Send it. Don't know what the reply will be, but go ahead.
Okay. All right, let's start getting into some bigger numbers here. Which is greater, the speed of our solar system
State that over.
Yeah, QSL. I was waiting for that station to clear out there. Oh, shoot. Now I forgot which one I was reading to you. Oh, Oh, no. I completely forgot. Okay, well, you're going to get a completely different one now because I can't remember which one I was reading to you. Which is greater? Oh, I know which one I was going to read to you because I said a bigger number. Here we go. Which is greater, the speed of our solar system or the speed of a commercial jet times 1,000?
Oh, great. Give me the hard one. Let's see. I'm going to go with the jet times 1,000.
Well, that wasn't that hard. You are correct. Commercial jet speed times 1,000 is 550,000 miles per hour. And the speed of the solar system is about 514,000 miles per hour. Thanks for checking in, Chuck. Matt, KJ5BJN via the text line. What kind of question are you looking for?
Kevin, KJ5BJN here. I'm looking for an easy question.
Okay. All right. Well, how about this one? Which is greater, the number of stitches on a baseball or the number of elements in the periodic table?
I'm going to go with stitches on a baseball, Kevin. I mean, I feel like there's a lot goes around, a couple times. Yeah, I think stitches, final answer.
Well, I regret to inform you that you have struck out on this one. There are 10 more elements than there are stitches on a baseball. There's 108 stitches on a Major League Baseball and 118 elements on the periodic table. Maybe next time we'll ask for a hard one. Roy, KA8BYU. Welcome to the net, Roy. How are you doing this evening?
Good evening, everybody. KA8BYU. Not doing too bad. Hanging in there.
All right, good. I'm going to give you one, and these numbers are very close. They're within 0.3 of each other. Which is greater, the weight of 5 gallons of water in pounds or the number of dots on a pair of six-sided dice?
Oh boy. I'm going to go with the weight of the water. And if I'm wrong, I'll have to go argue with Bruce Willis and the other guy from one Die Hard movie.
Samuel L. Jackson. I remember them doing that math. I'm going to have to add that to the list of movies to show my son. Okay, well, get to arguing because 5 gallons of water in pounds weighs 41.7 pounds, and there are 42 dots on a pair of six-sided dice. Thanks for checking in, Roy. Harry, Hanover, Virginia, KR4KRR. Good evening.
Good evening. Go easy on me. This is my first one.
Okay, well here's one where maybe one side is a little more everyday knowledge than the other one. Which is greater? The number of spinal nerve pairs in the human body or the number of Major League Baseball teams?
Oh, let's go with the nerve endings.
You are correct, just by a skosh though. There are 30 Major League Baseball teams, and there are 31 pairs of spinal nerves in the human body. Thanks for checking in, Harry. Last on the list at the moment is Chris, KQ4GLY. Chris, you looking hard or easy or space or biology? What's your druthers? Well, maybe your druthers was having dinner instead. KQ4GLY, Chris, are you with us? This is KE7K with the East Coast Reflector pop-up net. All right, nothing heard. I think we're on a pretty good pace here. Like I said, I've got 35 questions, and we've had 11 check-ins, well, 10, and 9 when I wasn't there. So we've got plenty more to go. I think we'll get through the hour, no problem. If you'd like to give one of these nonsensical, non-sequitur, ridiculous, greater than or less than questions a shot, please come now with your call sign.
Kilo Fox X-ray Alpha.
KR4HBQ, Kilo Romeo 4, Hotel Bravo, Quebec.
W3ICQ. W3ICQ.
All right, from the bottom up, I recognize Bob, ICQ, Neil, KR4HBQ, Kilo Foxtrot, can you give us your call district? We've got Kilo Foxtrot, X-ray, Echo, X-ray Alpha. Could you confirm your district, please?
Sure, it's 8 for Ohio, Kilo Foxtrot 8, Echo X-ray Alpha. This is Dave in Ohio.
Yeah, QSL Dave, well, you are first up, and I know you are there, so I'm going to go ahead and find a good one for you. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Which is greater, the length of all human blood vessels combined, or 2 times around the Earth at the equator in miles?
Hey, these are some fun ones here. I'm just going to take a wild guess and go with A, alpha, the blood vessels being longer. Thanks for the question there. That's good. Back to you.
You are correct. I should have said that the blood vessels were also in miles. So there are 60,000 miles of human blood vessels, and 2 times around the Earth at the equator is 49,802 miles. Thanks for participating. Dave. Next up, Neil, KR4HBQ. Good evening, Neil. Neil, how's your Friday going?
Good evening. It's going pretty good. Pretty relaxed day overall. How about yourself?
Yeah, no complaints for the most part. Got some chores done and got to the gym, and now I'm having fun doing this. Let's see. I will give you, what's the smallest numbers we've got on here? Okay, how about this? Which is greater, the average weight of a human in pounds, or the amount of trash an average person creates per day in pounds?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the first half? You cut out a little bit.
No problem. The average weight of a human brain in pounds compared with the trash the average person creates per day.
I'm going to have to go with the trash that we produce because we produce a heck of a lot of it.
And you are correct. Yeah, we create about 50% more than we do weight of the brain. So the average weight of a brain is 3 pounds, and apparently we create 4.5 pounds of trash every day somehow. Thanks for checking in. Bob, W3ICQ. Good evening. I'm going to find a tough one for you. You're a smart cookie.
You know, I knew you were going to do that, but I'm ready for you, so go ahead.
All right, Bob. No, I think you would probably do better with this one. Okay. Bob, which is greater? The number of atoms in a single glass of water, or the number of glasses of water in all of the Earth's oceans?
that's a tough one. I'm going to say a glass of water.
You got it right, Bob. There is 10 to the 25th atoms in a single glass of water, but only 10 to the 21st glasses of water in all of the Earth's oceans. Nice job, Bob. I knew you'd get that one. All right, again, we find ourselves with a worked log, hoping to pick up a few more stations to check into this evening's East Coast Reflector pop-up net. Please come now with your call sign.
Echo 5, Quebec uniform.
Whiskey Delta 8, Papa India Charlie. Whiskey Delta 8, Papa India Charlie.
Kilo 9, Hotel Alpha Mike, K9 Ham.
All right, we picked up Randy, Bob, and Alban, VE5QU, WD8PIC, and KK9HAM. Randy in Christopher Lake, Saskatchewan, what subject are you the worst at?
Well, I would say let's try a US of A question because I really love the US of A. We go down there every year and a couple times. And I'd like to see how I do on that.
Okay, well, ask and you shall receive. I think this is the last one that's specifically, there's another that's related to a city and a state, but here's one that's related to the U.S. as a whole. Which is greater, the temperature of the sun's core in millions of degrees Celsius? Again, I want that in millions of degrees, so if you think it's 6 million degrees, the answer is just 6. That's not what it is, but you'd just be comparing 6 to this next thing. So temperature of the sun's core in millions of degrees Celsius. Is that greater than or less than the total stripes on the U.S. flag?
Let's go greater then. I think that would be the answer. Go ahead.
You are correct. Yeah, we're comparing 15 and 13. There's 13 flags on the U.S., stripes on the U.S. flag. And the temperature of the sun's core in millions of degrees Celsius is 15. So you guys are knocking these out of the park. Randy. Where'd you, Randy? Bob. WD8PIC. Good evening, Bob.
Yeah, good evening. Just thought I would check into the pop-up net. I'm not very good with trivia. I'm totally blind, and I'm not. Like I said, I'm not very great with. I'm not very great with questions. But hey, I did want to check in and give you a pop-up check-in, and I turned the radio up, and I just got off meters having fun. The band's wide open, and so I came up here. Go ahead. Anyway, I am located 5 miles west of Toledo, Ohio.
Well, I appreciate you stopping by, Bob. I've got one here that's, I would say, not easier than the rest, but more sort of general knowledge than some of these kind of ridiculous ones that you're just going to wildly guessing at. If I gave you the one I've got my eye on here, would you entertain answering it?
I would. I don't know if I'll get it right or not, but because I am a left-hander, no, I couldn't resist that pun, but I'll give it a try.
Yeah, you got 50-50 odds. See how you do. Which is greater, the number of number one hits by the Beatles or the atomic number of zinc?
And I don't remember what the atomic number of zinc is. So I'm going to say the Beatles. Just because that's only a guess. And if I get it wrong, oh well. Such is life. It's only a game. Or like the song said from the 50s or 60s, whatever, it's all in the game.
Well, it is just a game, and I appreciate you participating. This one kind of threw me for a loop. The Beatles had 20 number one hits. I feel like I would have guessed they had more than that. Not that that's anything to scoff at. So they had 20 number one hits. The atomic number of zinc is 30. So we'll have to put you in the incorrect side of the tally, but you're on the right side of participating, Bob. Appreciate it. Auburn, Pasco, Washington, KK9 HAM. Good evening.
Good evening, Kevin, and that is the most hilarious idea to come up with questions like that, and couldn't resist checking in with you. Now, I certainly hope that my question is something like, which one is heavier, a chicken or an elephant? So I hope you have something like that for me.
Let's see. I'm not sure if I have any weight. Actually, I do have a weight-based one. How about this? Which is greater? And both of these are in trillions of tons. Both answers are in trillions of tons. Which is greater? The weight of human-made stuff on Earth or the weight of all living things on Earth?
Golly, that is a good one, and well, since I cannot calculate that quickly, I would say the weight of human-made stuff is heavier. KK9M. Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got it right. The weight of human-made stuff on Earth is 1.1 trillion tons, and the weight of all living things on Earth is a measly 1 trillion tons. So there is, let's see, millions, billions, trillions. So it is 100 billion more tons of stuff that we've made than how much everything weighs. Thanks for participating. Okay, we've got about 15 more minutes, and it looks like I'm going to have plenty of questions. I'd like to fill up the whole hour if we can. Let's get a few more check-ins. Please come now with your call sign.
Mike, Sierra Mike, KE4MSM.
Yeah, KU4 MSM. I'll have you pronounce your name for me. The first thing I see when I see that is Wojciechowski. I was a big Duke Blue Devils fan growing up, and he was one of my favorite players. But welcome to the net, KE4MSN. Let me know how to pronounce your name, and maybe put me in a general direction of questions you might like, and I may or may not entertain it.
Good evening. Yeah, first name is pronounced Wojciech, like a void check at the bank without the letter D. I go by Woj, W-O-J. It's kind of like that guy on Barney Miller. I'm sure you saw the show, Wojciechowski on Barney Miller. So, but as for questions, I'll entertain whatever you could throw at me, and I'll see how I can answer. If I can answer correctly or not, we'll give it a whirl.
Very good. So I'm just going to randomly pick one here. Which is greater, the orbital speed of the ISS, the International Space Station, in miles per minute, the orbital speed of the ISS in miles per minute, or the number of keys on a standard piano?
That sounds like a wonderful question. I would have to say the orbital speed of the ISS in miles per minute. Being miles per hour, I believe it's about close to 18,000. And miles per minute, I think there's a divisor there. I'm not quite sure by how much. I think it's way more than on keys on a piano.
We have another correct answer, and I appreciate you working it out. I was hoping that more people would work them out over the air, because I think that's part of the ridiculousness of this, is trying to figure out where to even start. So you got that one right. The orbital speed of the ISS in miles per minute is 290 miles a minute, and there's 88 keys on a standard piano. Thanks for checking in. All right, we're again open for check-ins. Got about 12 more minutes. This is KE7K, your net controller. Please come now with your call signs. Let's close out this hour. This
November 4,
KJ5.
Romeo Hotel Echo. November 4, Romeo Hotel Echo.
KJ5MEL.
K7 FPS, K7 FPS.
Kilo Delta 2, Tango Oscar Mike, KE2, TOM.
All right, I reckon Roger in for RHE, Jose, KJ5MEL, Fred, K7FPS, and Tom, KD2TOM. The KJ5 station, I think I forgot to make another call for you a minute ago. KJ5, could you come back with your, not MEL, the other KJ5 station, could you come back with your full call, please? I'll try him again in a minute. Roger, in for RHE. How are you doing, bud?
E7K, Kevin, I'm enjoying your show. I'm in and out. May please make mine a true daily double.
Well, I don't know. It's in my contract, Roger. I'm running the net. I will not take an in and out. I'm going to make you answer a question, okay?
Ever. I'm in and out on any net. I was trying to make it a double jeopardy, a true doubling my money. That was my intent, Kevin. Hit me now.
All right, you got it. And since there's no money involved, and this wouldn't be collusion of any sort, I'm going to give you one related to Florida. Roger, which is greater? The total population of the state of Florida, and I think this was 2025 estimate, the total population of the state of Florida, or the number of seconds in half a year.
The number of seconds in 6 months is greater. November 4, Romeo Hotel Echo.
Roger, I am sorry. That is incorrect, bud. There are 15.7 million seconds in half a year, and the total population of the state of Florida is about 24 million. Appreciate you wagering all that. Hope it doesn't put you in the doghouse. Jose, Austin, Texas, KJ5MEL. Good evening.
Good evening to you. Let's have a good question.
Okay, I hope good, you mean ridiculous. Which is greater, the top speed of a hippopotamus in miles per hour, or the number of teams in the National Football League?
It'll have to be the number of teams in the football league.
You got it right, but not by much. There's 32 teams in the NFL, and apparently a sprinting hippopotamus can hit 30 miles an hour. That's a lot of moving animal. Thanks for checking in, Jose. Fred, Reno, Nevada, K7FPS.
Hey, Kevin. Yes, these are absurdly ridiculous questions, but sure. I got a 50-50 shot, right? Go for it. And thank you.
Well, I'm going to take that as a compliment, and I appreciate it. I'm very aware of how ridiculous these are, and I got a good laugh putting them together. Okay, Fred, which is greater? The time an adult sloth takes to digest a single leaf in days compared with the time the average person spends on the toilet per day in minutes.
I'm going to go with the second choice on that one. The amount of time you spend doing your business. K7FPS, and again, thank you.
Yeah, of course, Fred, my pleasure. Unfortunately, that is incorrect. The average person spends 12 minutes a day on the toilet, and apparently a sloth can take 30 days to digest a single leaf, so that also kind of blew my mind a little bit. Tom, Rocky Point, New York, KD2TOM.
Good evening, KD2TOM. What you got for me?
Okay, what I have for you, which is greater? The number of dimples on a standard Titleist Pro V1 golf ball, or the height of the Empire State Building to the roof, so not including the spire there. The number of dimples on a standard Titleist Pro V1 golf ball, or the height of the Empire State Building to the roof in meters.
Not big on golf, so I really haven't taken the time to count all the dimples on the ball, but just because we're going in meters, I'm going to throw it out there and say golf ball.
You are correct. 388 dimples on a Titleist golf ball, and 381 meters to the roof of the Empire State Building. Put you down for a correct answer, and that's the bottom of the log. It is a couple minutes until 6. Let's see if we can pick up one or two more stations. If you'd like to check in, please come now. This is KE7K.
KG4WHO, KG4WHO. Kilo Quebec 4, Golf Alpha Hotel. Kilo Quebec 4, Golf Alpha Hotel. KJ5, KJ, Kilo Juliet 5, Kilo Juliet.
Give me a minute. All right, I'll draw a line in the sand here. I think 4 more stations will be perfect. And Daniel, KJ4WHO, Joseph, KQ4GAH, KJ5KJ, Jim, going to get you a good one. And Chris, KQ4UPK, I think you were trying to check in. All right, Daniel, you are first up. Any areas of expertise I should avoid?
I just got here. I'm not sure what's going on other than the net, so...
Oh, this is perfect. Okay, well, I hope you're sitting down. What we're doing is a net called greater than, less than. I'm going to give you 2 items, and I need you to tell me which one is greater. Does that make sense?
And send it.
Okay, I'm not sure whether to punish you for not listening and knowing what's going on, or give you an easy one. I'm going to go somewhere in the middle, I guess. Daniel, which is greater? the number of trees on Earth or the number of stars in the Milky Way?
Well, that's hard. Because part of me wants to say that there's a finite number of stars in the Milky Way, but an unlimited number of trees that could grow on the Earth. Well, I'm going to go with a wag and say, number of trees. It doesn't seem like it would be right, but sometimes that's the right answer, so number of trees.
Well, hearing you talk that out, Daniel, made me realize I should have done a little more research and worded this a little bit better. I assume that the number I have here is the number of trees alive or standing at any one time. If it was all the trees ever, wouldn't make any difference. It is still the number of trees. There are about 3 trillion trees on Earth and 100 to 400 billion stars in the Milky Way. Thanks for participating, Daniel, and I hope you enjoyed what you stepped in there. Joseph, KQ4GAH, good evening.
Good evening, Control. Go ahead and send me one.
Okay, which is greater? The circumference of the Earth at the equator in meters, the circumference of the Earth at the equator in meters, or the population of the greater Tokyo metropolitan area?
I'm going to say Tokyo.
Unfortunately, that is incorrect. The circumference of the Earth at the equator in meters is 40 million, and the population of the greater Tokyo metropolitan area is 37.4 million. Thanks for participating, Joseph. Jim, KJ5KJ, I think I have a question for you. How's your evening going?
A great evening, sir. Fire away. I'm listening.
Hey, Jim, well, knowing you're involved or were involved in the space program, this one seems to have your name all over it. Which is greater? Both of these are in cubic kilometers. Which is greater, the volume of the Earth's atmosphere or the volume of the Earth's oceans?
That's kind of a trick question because they really don't know what the volume of the Earth's oceans are, I believe. We know more about what's in space than we do the Earth's oceans, so I'd have a difficult time with that. But our atmosphere, it surrounds the entire planet, and there are continents involved, but the depth of the ocean is pretty deep. Logically wise, somebody would say the volume of the atmosphere, but a trick question. I'm going to go with oceans just for the hell of it. Oceans. Final answer.
Well, again, I very much appreciate you working through it. That was going to be half the fun of this for me is listening to people do it. So I'm going to give you a homework project to disprove this. I got all these answers from Google, so who knows if it's right. But by my research, the volume of the Earth's atmosphere is greater. at 50 billion cubic kilometers compared to 1.4 billion cubic kilometers for the Earth's ocean. And in my thinking, when you were talking about the atmosphere surrounds the whole Earth, and not even the ocean covers the whole Earth. That's kind of why I was going with the atmosphere, but I sure wouldn't have thought it was by a factor of 50. So feel free to disprove that one if you like, but appreciate you checking in. All right, last on the list before we shutter the doors is Chris in Hollywood, Florida, K4 UPK.
Loss of power, whether it be just for communications, was trying to venture out, but maintaining communication.
Well, that wasn't Chris. Let's try him one more time. KQ4 UPK. Chris, are you interested in checking in this evening?
Yeah, of course. I don't know why that happened. Of course.
Okay, Chris. Well, here's our final question of the night. Let's find a fun one. Okay. How about this, Chris? Which is greater, the weight of a standard 12-inch vinyl record in grams, or the weight of a blue whale in tons?
I would have to go with the blue whale.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chris. That is incorrect. The weight of a standard 12-inch vinyl record in grams is 140, and 140 is greater than 105, which is the weight of a blue whale in tons. Thanks for closing us out. Thanks for checking in, and thanks to everybody that checked in. I hope this was fun. I had fun putting it together, and I've got a few more left here. So if you check in and want one of these sometime during the week and you hear me on, feel free to give me a call, and we'll work through the last 7 or 8 that I've got here. So on behalf of the entire East Coast Reflector team, I would like to thank all stations who participated and those who stood by to give us a clear reflector. This is Kilo Echo 7 Kilo, returning the East Coast Reflector to normal use. Good evening, everybody. Yeah, thanks so much, Randy. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's actually something I did. I used to run an Aries net here once a week. It was a 30-minute net, and just a check-in net, nothing beyond that. And there'd be times I needed to have some fill material, and I got tired of reading articles out of QST. So came up with this little game and hadn't dusted it off for a long time and thought it'd work for tonight. So glad you enjoyed it. KE7K.
Yeah, you bet. And I just wanted to say I enjoy all the nets, just to be clear on that. But I really do appreciate it. We head down to Florida a few times a year and really do enjoy that. So thanks a lot for that. Randy, Victor Echo 5, Quebec Uniform.